Okay, so this time we focus on the intergovernmental cooperations. So, of course, intergovernmental cooperation in our country refers to the collaborative efforts and coordination between various levels of government, national, regional, provincial, municipal, and barangay. And this cooperation is essential for effective governance, ensuring that policies and programs are implemented uniformly and efficiently across different jurisdictions. No? It fosters resource sharing, syempre, joint problem solving, and the harmonization of policies which are critical or vital, no, for addressing complex national and local issues. The Philippine Constitution and various laws, no, establish the framework for intergovernmental cooperations. The Local Government Code of 1991 is a key piece, no, of legislation that delineates the powers, the responsibilities, and interaction between national and local governments, and it encourages decentralization and mandates coordination between different government levels to enhance service delivery, economic development, and public welfare. Regional Development Council or RDCs are instrumental in promoting intergovernmental cooperations. No? So regional RDCs are composed of representatives from local government units, regional offices of national government agencies, and private sectors group. And they serve as platforms for planning and coordinating development initiatives at the regional level, ensuring that local projects align with national priorities and benefits from collected resources and expertise. So at the local level, Development Council operate within provinces, cities, and municipalities. And this council brings together representatives from different LGUs, civil societies, and private sector to develop comprehensive development plans and investment programs. So LDCs or yung local level development council, LDCs plays a critical role in ensuring that local development strategies are cohesive and aligned with regional and national goals. So the Department of the Interior and local government acts as a vital link between the national government and LGUs. Now, it oversees the implementation of national policies at the local level and provides technical assistance, training, and capacity building program to enhance local governance. So the DILG also facilitates communication and coordination between national government agencies and LGUs, promoting effective policy, execution, and problem resolutions. And to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter this morning. Go ahead.
Good morning. For reporting intergovernmental cooperation. Intergovernmental relations refers to the complex network of interactions, collaborations, and negotiations between different levels of government within a political system. It includes local, regional, and national governments. It aims to avoid confusion, duplication of service delivery, policy making, and fragmentation. Task forces, joint committees, and regular forums for dialogue are examples of coordination mechanisms that help align policies, share information, and address challenges that require collective action. Coordination mechanisms for effective governance, essential tools and processes that facilitate communication, collaboration, and synergy among different levels and branches of government promoting effective governance. Several coordination mechanisms contribute to effective governance. Interagency committees. It brings together representatives from different government agencies to collaborate on specific issues or projects. Um, we're from Manila Urban Settlements Office po. And kami in charge sa housing program sa Manila. Then, ngayon po, meron po sa Manila yung DOTR projects. Kaya gumawa kami ng local interagency committee na ang project proponent is si DOTR. Um, Kami po yung magdadirect at saka implementation for the pre-relocation, actual relocation, and post-relocation activities of project-affected families. Yung mga madadaanan po nung project ng DOTR na mga bahay po, tsaka mga businesses, ganyan. Kami po yung magre-relocate. Task forces and working group, it is formed for specific project or initiatives that require interdepartmental or intergovernmental collaboration. Dun sa LIAC namin, Local Interagency Committee, ang demolition team is yung working group namin is engineering and PICUP. PICUP is Presidential Commission for the Urban Poor. Sila po yung in charge sa pre-demolition conference. Sila po yung nagko-conference dun sa mga families na kasama dun sa demolition. Regular intergovernmental meetings. Regular meetings between representatives from local, regional, and national levels provide a structured platform for ongoing communication. Regular meeting of LIAC is every last Friday of the month. Information sharing platforms, digital platforms, and information sharing systems enhance communication and collaboration by providing a centralized space for sharing data, updates, and best practices. Sa amin po, we're using Facebook, Messengers, Vibers, and other communications application para po makapag-communicate sa other members ng local interagency committee. Policy coherence frameworks establishes guidelines to align policies across different government levels. Joint planning initiatives. Collaborative planning initiatives involve representatives from various government levels working together to develop strategic plans, ensuring that goals and objectives are coherent and complementary. Intergovernmental forums and summits. Intergovernmental forums and summits provide high levels platforms for leaders from different government levels to discuss overarching policy issues. Clear communication protocols. Establishing clear communication protocols is essential for effective coordination. Sir Ferdy.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes po.
Go ahead.
Naririnig ka na po. Okay
Yes.
na po. Okay, thank you. I will continue the report of the part 2 of the report of Ms. Perel. Addressing challenges through collective action. This approach recognizes that complex issues often require a unified response to leverage diverse expertise, resources, and perspectives. There are key aspects of how challenges. Next slide, please. Next slide, please, Ms. Ferrell. Yeah. there are key aspects of how challenges can be effectively tackled through collective action. Number one is shared responsibility. It is a collective action implies shared responsibility among various stakeholders. It entices proactive participation from team members and requires the team to collectively fix the problem and do not just rely on their leaders and team members offer a hand to fix a problem. How do we share team responsibilities? It assesses the team's strengths and weaknesses, communicate your expectations and feedback, delegate and empower your team members, collaborate or work jointly with your team members, review and reflect on your team's performance, and share team responsibility. And why is shared team responsibility good? It increases team morale, members feel important and appreciated, and helps you do faster. Next slide, please. Pooling resources. Collective action enables the pooling of resources, including financial, human, and technological assets. Pooling resources refers to the grouping of resources, assets, equipment, personnel for purpose of maximizing advantage or minimizing the risk to the users. It optimizes efficiency, avoids duplication of efforts or functions, ensures that available resources are utilized effectively to address the challenges at hand. Next slide, please. Diverse expertise. It collaborates efforts, allow for the integration of knowledge from various fields, enhancing problem-solving capabilities. It means that having expertise in multiple areas, which allows individuals to approach problem-solving from multiple perspectives, making them more vulnerable to employers having diverse skill sets. It increases. Next slide, please. Holistic problem solving is a collective action approach to problem solving by considering various dimensions of the issue. It is a philosophy that recognizes the correctness of the world, focuses on nurturing skills, responsibility, and adaptability. It is not just problem solving, being direct to the point, but building a foundation for a sustainable and a harmonious future. Next slide, please. Community engagement. It involves engaging and empowering communities and in the decision-making process, including the perspective of those directly affected, and ensures that solutions are contextually relevant and sustainable. Next slide, please. Political will and advocacy. Collective action often requires strong political will from government entities. Advocacy by civil organizations and other stakeholders can influence policymakers to prioritize certain issues. Political will means commitment, time, energy, funds, and political capital to achieve change. He is willing to take risks. So an example of this is the e-trike ban on NCR roads, which will be effective on Monday, May 27, and the jeepney modernization program, which is now on the 80% of the implementation nationwide. Next slide, please. Strategic partnership. It's a collaboration between government agencies, NGOs, private sector entities, and international organizations. Strengthens the network of actors working toward a common goal. It is a relationship between two entities, most referred to as alliance or joint venture. Collaboration between government agencies, NGO, private sector entities, and international organizations strengthens the network of actors working towards a common goal. Partnership facilitates exchange of resources, knowledge, and best practices. Among the example of this is the North Luzon Expressway project, which is under the Metro Pacific Tollways Corporation, and the SLEX, which is funded by San Miguel Corporation. Next slide, please. Adaptability and flexibility. Collaborative and initiatives must be responsive to changing circumstances, allowing for adjustments in strategies and approaches as needed. Adjustments and, okay, next slide, please. Monitoring and evaluation is the process that allows program managers to assess and how effectively a program was implemented. It establishes mechanism for monitoring and evaluating collective action initiatives, ensures accountability and effectiveness. Importance of monitoring and evaluation, it has better transparency and accountability, catches the problems early, ensures resources are used efficiently, we learn from our mistakes, improves decision making, helps stays organized, helps replicate the best projects, encourages innovation, encourages diversity of thoughts and opinions, and every organization benefits from monitoring and evaluation. Next slide, please. Case studies in successful collaboration. Successful collaboration in various contexts has often been driven by a shared commitment among stakeholders to address common challenges and achieve collective goals. Next slide, please. Examples of diverse case studies is the Regional Economic Development Initiative in the European Union. I searched for this and I found one European Development Fund, which transfers funds from rich regions and invest in infrastructure and services of underdeveloped regions. This will allow this region to attract private sector investment and create jobs of their own. EU countries are Austria, Belgium, Croatia, Cyprus, Czech, Denmark, Estonia, Finland, France, Germany, Greece, Hungary, Ireland, Italy, Latvia, Lithuania, Luxembourg, Malta, Netherlands, Poland, Portugal, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, Spain, and Sweden. One Belt, One Road initiative in China. This is an ambitious project of China to connect Asia, Europe, and Africa through railway, ports, and economic zones. Smart Cities mission in India promotes sustainable and inclusive cities that provide core infrastructure and give a decent quality of life to its citizens. A clean and sustainable environment and provide core infrastructure information and digital technology through the smart city solution. The plan under the smart city is to reduce congestion, ensure security, reduce air pollution, promote interaction and local economy. Regional water management in the United States. Water means water provision depends on the centralized collection of independent system. Transboundary environmental cooperation in the European Alps. This is an agreement between member countries to protect their respective boundaries. The member countries of this is Austria, Germany, Italy, Liechtenstein, Monaco, Slovenia, and Switzerland. Bangsamoro, next slide, please. Next slide, please. Bangsamoro Autonomous Region in Muslim Mindanao was have been discussed by earlier. Metro Manila Development Authority refers to the development planning. The mandate of MMDA is to development planning, transport and traffic management in Metro Manila, solid waste disposal and management, flood control and sewerage management, urban renewal, zoning and land use planning, health and sanitation, and public safety. MMDA is composed of Manila, Caloocan, Las Piñas, Makati, Malabong, Mandaluyong, Marikina, Muntinlupa, Navotas, Parañaque, Pasay, Pasig, Quezon City, San Juan, Taguig, Pateros, and Valenzuela. The Cordillera Administrative Region is Abra, Apayao, Benguet, Ifugao, Kalinga, and Mountain Provinces. Central Visayas Convergence for Poverty Reduction, and Disaster and Risk Reduction Management in Albay. That ends my report. Thank you.
Okay. As I mentioned earlier, no, public-private partnerships are effective model of intergovernmental cooperations, no, involving collaborations between government entities and private sector partners, no, and these partnerships, no, leverage private sector efficiency and innovation to implement public infrastructure projects and deliver services. So the Build program is notable example where the national government collaborates with local and private companies to enhance infrastructure development and across the country, no. So disaster risk management exemplifies successful intergovernmental cooperation because the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council coordinates efforts, no, across various government levels to prepare for, respond to, and recover from disasters. So local disaster risk reduction and management offices, no, work in tandem with the NDRRMC to implement disaster preparedness programs, no, conduct risk assessments, and ensure timely and coordinated emergency response. Environmental management requires cohesive intergovernmental efforts to address issues, no, such as pollution, deforestation, and climate change. So the Department of Environment and Natural Resources collaborates with LGUs, no, to enforce environmental laws, no, implement conservation programs, and promote sustainable practices. So joint initiatives such as the National Greening Program, no, involve coordination between national agencies, local governments, and communities to restore and protect the country's natural resources. The delivery of health services, no, is another area where intergovernmental cooperation is critical because the Department of Health works with LGUs to implement national health program at the local level. And this collaboration ensures that health services and health services are accessible, no, particularly in remote and undeserved areas. Local health boards and interagency committees, no, facilitate the alignment of health initiative, resource allocation, and monitoring of health outcomes. So, despite the benefits, no, intergovernmental cooperations in the Philippine faces challenges such as bureaucratic red tape, political dynamics, and resource disparities among LGUs. Enhancing cooperation requires continuous efforts, no, to strengthen institutional frameworks. Natatandaan nyo naman siguro yun during pandemic, ano yung mga nangyaring red tape, no? And nabigay yung mga tulong hindi sa taong dapat nangangailangan, ano? At yung iba binawasan pa yung this is only a news, no? Wala naman akong direct pero may mga nangyaring hearing and so on, no? So future directions, no, may include increased use of technology for better coordination, capacity building initiatives for local officials, and reforms to streamline processes and reduce administrative barriers, no? Okay, so therefore, intergovernmental cooperation in our country involves a multi-layered and integrated approach to governance, encompassing legal frameworks, institutional mechanism, and collaborative practices. It plays a vital role in ensuring effective governance, efficient service delivery, and sustainable development, addressing both local and national priorities. So continuous improvement and adaptation are essential, no, to overcome existing challenges and enhance the effectiveness of intergovernmental cooperation.
It's run by a Chinese family, kaya